Well, I was just emotional. I was emotional. I took care of this little Chihuahua and had to give him back. So I had nothing else I could do except write it down on 7 legal size pads, 7 pages, and it touched a lot of people. So we were able to get it published. I mean, I sent it to people who liked it, and then they sent it to people and they liked it, and then finally we got it. It took 7 years. It took 7 years to get the book off the ground, and I don't even know if anybody will really read it. I just think it was a great experience to, give birth to a story. It's actually based on a true story. The owner was really an out-of-work actor who was once a very big star, and somebody I knew and really liked a lot. And I was actually afraid something terrible was going to happen to him, so I ran over to his house where he was leaving to go to a smaller apartment, and to try to help him. And the dog was in the corner, and I said, well, who's that little cute little, and then the dog just sort of flew into my lap. And you couldn't make something like this up. And I was told to leave with the dog because he didn't like him. He was a dog that he just didn't want him anymore. So, and he was so skinny. It was just this teeny tiny thing. And we went back to the hotel, and everyone fell in love with him. And I've never seen a dog get so happy and excited and gained weight and sat with me in casting sessions and scouted locations with Ridley Scott and Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay. He had this great time, and so it was very hard to give him up because he really was so easy to have around, and he was like a people magnet. And just every time I walked anywhere with the dog, people would come to touch him and hold him. So he's sort of a little magical dog. I did not want to give him back, and I fought pretty hard not to give him back. But when I took him back to his owner, who really missed him, and the owner had another dog, was his sister, Chocolate sister. Sounds completely silly, but they licked each other from head to toe, and there was such a screech when they saw each other that it was, and they all kind of lived happily ever after. And I think it was the experience of writing was great for me because it helped me to get through missing the little creature, because I'm so busy working, and at that time I was working on films and traveling, and my husband was in New York, and I was living at the Four Seasons for like 4 or 5 months. I think it was lovely to be able to just put it down on a piece of paper and get rid of it, and maybe I'll always think about this little dog, but I was able to write the story down and put it away. I think it's interesting when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep, and you get up and you write down these things, whether it's a story or a list of things you have to do, and then you're able to go to sleep again. It's something like that. I probably should have done it for more of an adult book, but when we wrote the story, we had to change it for 4 to 6 year olds. So I don't know why. It's just the way it happened. But I think the real story was a little tougher and edgier, and the Little Brown didn't think that it would be a good idea. They thought actually we would scare the children. So we did change it a little bit to accommodate. which is never a good idea. I think it's good to stay with what you feel. But I had never done it before, so, I changed it. No, I don't think my building allows us to have dogs, but we did this party for the Humane Society, so in a way, now I have lots of dogs because I've been told I have to go visit the society and, just hang out with all these people because they had such a good time. We had a lovely event for the book and for the Humane Society. Because they're lonely. I think they're lonely. I think there was something on today about a German Shepherd who was in Iraq with a soldier, and the soldier was killed, and the dog was shot at, and just he lay right by the soldier, and the family bringing the dog back to live with them, so he doesn't have to be at war. And I just think sometimes, you're lonely or you're away or you're elderly and you don't have anybody. I think they could be pretty good company.